Good afternoon, Podcast Nation. Welcome back to our lovely podcast, Legacy Wealth Advantage Podcast, a podcast made for independent thinkers. This is Mastery, Mind, Radio, and Sound. Welcome back. And guess what? School is in session. Today's podcast is who should be interested in Legacy Wealth Advantage LLC, a life insurance agency made for an opportunity for you, and you. Whoever's listening, this one's for you. A lot of people have asked me the undefined question of how do we do it, why do we do it, and who do we do it for? We do it for you, those who are looking for an enchantment, an envisionment, freedom, opportunity, a passion, a dream, goals, responsibility. Did I say opportunity? If so, I'm saying it again. It's just the whole envisionment of Legacy Wealth Advantage, right? If this is your first time listening to me, or maybe the 100th, 5th, 6th, 12th, nothing ever changes. The message is pretty consistent because we know what we're in business for. Legacy Wealth Advantage is a very powerful entity breaded into me that needs to be breaded into reality. We're here to help people that want to walk the earth with purpose, that want to create freedom not only for themselves but for those around them, because we know in a world where people undoubtedly, whether you want to admit it or not, have helped each other get to the top, whether it's because you use them in a good way or bad way, you need people. And the more you can embrace that and understand that, the more this business works out for you. So the entity itself, the podcast, the message, the movement represents empowerment. It represents growth on a mental, physical, and spiritual level. Legacy Wealth Advantage is definitely here to change the game. Not only in insurance, we just started in insurance. This will branch off into multiple assets that we already have created, but we just have to take our time getting into, because it starts with one dream to multiply to others. And the way I multiply my dreams is by helping you create yours. So let's talk about mastery mind type of topics today, right? Who should be interested in Legacy Wealth Advantage? Well, that message can be broad, it can be simple, it can be universal, but it boils down to what it is, right? The first thing on my list that I have here is the struggle, right? People who make under $3,000 monthly. That was the first goal. That was the first topic. Why? Because average, typical Americans, I'm talking about not including your spouse, your girlfriend, your side chick, piece, whatever, friends, moms, parents, dads, etc. You, as an average American citizen, and hence this is one of the reasons people stick together or stuck together, miserable with each other, because you need one another. It takes $3,000 to live a normal life in the United States. The average household is about $3,000 outside of ridiculously taxed states like Texas, California, Washington, New York, places like that where it's just ridiculously taxed. Their probably average cost of living is probably about $4,500, maybe $5,000, as far as a normal living, not in poverty. Everywhere else is about $3,000. Typical, normal, get the bills done, but I'm like living check to check, hence the reason of average, right? Something happens between your health, a family member's health, lose your job, COVID-19 hits, whatever. All that shit affects your, oh man, the auto ducking wasn't on. Hold on. The first couple of parts were probably sounding horrible. Hopefully I sound better now. I just changed my auto ducking on, but you don't know what that terminology means. I just made myself sound better, people. Hooray for me. Hooray for me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really want to take this time out to say thank you. All right. So, anyways, enough with the BS. I don't know why that wasn't on. I hate when my stuff changes out the blue. But anyways, $3,000. That's pretty much property. Most people who I talk to, including myself, let's check the check for sure. And you're one crazy incident away from something bad happening. And whatever that bad thing is, it will hurt. Will you rebound it? Sure, right? Sure, maybe. But it'll always hurt. How bad it hurts? Who knows? Who knows? So, finally speaking, we're in the business to help people clear $5,000 a month in cash. That's our goal. That's what our numbers say. It's based off what you should be doing a week. And then the ultimate goal is $10,000 a month. You always want to start with targets. We're a target achieving company, people, network. Hit a target. What is the target? Don't say you want to just get in here to have fucking fun. What do you want to achieve from this? I'm telling you what you're going to achieve from it. And if you don't, we don't want you around. The goal in mind is to be a 6 to 8 figure earner. How do you get there? Set as a target. Most people have never seen $5,000 just sitting around in their bank account at one time. This is one of the things that can get you there, whether you're doing it full-time or bred it from part-time to full-time, because we don't hire part-time help, but we do hire part-time people that want to do this part-time. And the difference is you working your ass off for no more than 6 months. We don't give any more than 6 months test trial of you really going at it and giving yourself a fair shot. Because if I say you can do this part-time and you play with it and you hope you get it and you pretty much only work 4 or 5 hours a week, you're not going to go anywhere from this, and I'm not going to be able to change your life, and you're just going to talk about the industry and say it's all a jug, a square, a rip-off. No, you're the rip-off, right? So another prime class of people we're looking for, millennials, 22 to 38 range is the perfect range of what Legacy Wealth Advantage Agency is looking for as far as our career building package here. Why? It's simple. Millennials are easier to connect with because they're easier to reprogram towards success. Not easy, but easier. The deeper you dive into your, this is a little bit more sophisticated conversation or combo based off the next actual podcast we're doing. That's talking about the cash flow quadrant and how it is calculated into this business. If you haven't heard of the cash flow quadrant, you definitely want to read Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, the man himself, who changed my life. First book I ever read besides, or immediately next, which was the Napoleon Hill Think and Grow Rich, was Robert Kiyosaki's famous book about the cash flow quadrant. My God, you talk about something that changes your life. That's it right there. And reprogramming habits that have been in place for 22 to 38, almost 40 years of your life is nothing easy to do. A lot of you guys don't know how piss poor you have it. You're very comfortable and complacent with what you think is good that's going on, and a lot of you guys know what's good is not going on, but how do you change it? How do you get out of that complacency? How do you listen to someone that wants to take you to the next level and that can? The only people that are successful in this industry are I say anywhere between 1 to 5%ers that decide to do everything they can to get out of that funky system and do what they got to do no matter what. The older you are, it's just harder. You got a lot more to lose, so the risk is bigger. And of course, when risk is bigger, nobody wants to take that risk. You're thinking about family, you're thinking about security, you're thinking about retirement that you think you're going to have. All of it's a fluke, right? All of it's there to just look good, smell good, sound good, taste good. At the end of the day, if we're using real words here, big boy and big girl words here, you're fucked. And if you don't think that, COVID-19, let that be a wake-up call for all of us. Between how much cash do you got saved up? Are you in the right field and position? What is your plan B and C that you've been working on after you dominate plan A? Not a plan B and C because you just need one. No, a plan B and C because you fundamentally need to have extra streams of incomes in our society or culture or world or economy. And if you don't, guess what? This is what happens. You hope, you sit around and you pray that things change for the best, and they will. I'm a spiritual man. Everything has a correction. Why put yourself in that position, though? And if you do, because it's life, give yourself a fair playing shot, right? So if you're going to come on board here, go back and listen to a podcast, reprogramming your mind to success in this business and how we help you do that and what that really means. It's a deeper philosophy that comes with it. So, Legacy Wealth Advantage is looking for the millennials. We'll accept anybody that's willing to change and reprogram, but the success rate statistic points to millennials. Easier to program, easier to come on and adjust, less to lose. And to me, it should be the exact opposite. The more you got to lose and you know you're doing pitiful, what else can you lose? What else can you lose? The little bit that you do got to lose, I mean, who cares? Try. Give it a shot. See what you can do. The barriers of entry to the insurance world and getting into the financial service business, whether it's, I don't care where you go. You come on board with us. You go to PC, property and casualty agency. You can go to mortgage protection, which is very saturated and not the same. Just get into the business. Get into the business. See what you can do from it. Very lucrative business for people that want to work their ass off, right? Leads me to number 3. Anyone with a bubbly, outgoing, blooming personality. This is a special type of person that it's probably always been told that, hey, you seem like a natural salesman. I'm probably not the first person to tell you this. But there have been that can walk into a room and light it up. You guys are awesome for these type of positions because it's natural for you. The only thing that you need to be taught is how to sufficiently and effectively close. Selling is one ordeal, and if it's natural and easy for you, awesome. A lot of your sales you can get from selling, just from being you. But for the other major percentage that you can't, we teach you how to close. Get past door objections and get past that no that you may have flare up at the end of your conversation. A good one, good presentation at that, for example. No's is where negotiation and closing begins. That's where you get the brownie points. Convincing people to say yes after they've said no. Sound familiar, ladies? Anyways, people looking to build a business. This is a business building opportunity. What you do is you partnership. You literally have a partnership. It's a contract, a letter of intent. You'll sign, look over thoroughly, have your lawyer look at, mentor, whoever, stating everything that we do, supply, provide, how everything works on a legal standpoint. You build a book of business with us. You build your own business. You expand into your own business. What you do is you come in and you build what's called a book of business. The book of business, that terminology means that you go out and you assist clients and clienteles with the product that you have to sell. What's your product, people? Life insurance. That's what we sell. You sell that person life insurance. Your job is to go out and find good quality business for the carriers and, more importantly, yourself. The longer that person stays on the books, 5, 6, 10, 12, 13 plus years, you get paid from it. That's what residuals are. You get paid off of work that you've done in the past, and you continue to get paid for it. You get, let's say, that's a little steep. Let's say you get paid anywhere between $10 to $20 a year for a piece of business that you wrote 3 years ago. And that business, take that, let's say, let's just use 20 for simple number's sake. $20 times about 100 people, which is a very small number, but let's just use 100 for, again, simple number's sake. 100 times 20 is $2,000. That 2,000 extra bucks coming in a month or a year, however you want to fundamentally look at it. That has nothing to do with new production. It has nothing to do with team overrides. It has nothing to do with what you call a advancement check. Those are well, I'm going a little bit too much detail, so I need to slow down and get you to understand that. But just know there are simple various fundamental streams for you to build here. All of it boils down to a book of business. How do you build a book of business? What a book of business is you go out, see the people, put them on your books by signing up a policy for them and multiplying it. You should be aiming to sign anywhere between 15 to 20 people up a month. If you do bare minimum 15 people a month, 15 times 12 is what? 180 people a year. And if you do more extreme, more normalish, 20 times 12, it's 240 people a year. You do that for 10 years of your life, it's 2,440 clients. You do a simple number, like I said, it's just 20, just throwing numbers out there. It's $48,000 of renewals. That's just simple numbers. This is how it really works. Nobody take me serious with these numbers, but it's just showing you how it works, just to give you a clear mind of it. People easily make 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, hundreds of $1,000 on residuals, some annually, some monthly. How the numbers drastically change is the work that these people drastically put in. The smaller the checks look, the less work they did, the more complacent they got. How hungry do you want to be? Does this opportunity work for you? Fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, my favorite one, freedom. Freedom of time, freedom of money. You know, the last thing I did before I got into this business was I worked at Walmart. Jesus. And I don't miss it. Actually, yeah. Last place I worked was Walmart. I was miserable every day. Every day. I would ask myself, what am I doing here? What's next? What can I do better? I couldn't fathom the fact of how people get comfortable and used to waking up every day to come do the same thing around the same complaining people in the same shitty environment. And then every time I think about it, and this is just me. No shade to anybody that loves it and etc. Everybody has a different perspective and mindset and environment, more importantly, of how they adjust to things. And this was me adjusting to life outside of a young kid thinking he was going to be an awesome college football player and maybe get a shot at the league, pro football, etc. When I say miserable is like the least drastic word I want to use right now, right? But anyways, so people love what they do in that store. Truly. But 95% of people don't. I mean, if I'm being honest with you. But the difference between me and them, I was there for a good 2 years and I barely made that. You have people that have been there for 15 years complaining, jacking off, whining, crying, moaning about the same thing that's been happening for 15 years. Like it's going to change. If you don't change, life won't change. I've changed. I rather do this, struggle at it, learn from it, and barely make even than ever go back to, I wouldn't just say W2 job, but definitely that for sure. But 90% overall, a W2 job is just not for me. Freedom looks so much better. Now I'm still and you would have to be too. Nothing changed as far as with the work you got to put in, the hours, etc. But it feels good getting up when I want to. It feels good not having a boss over my back. It feels good, I guess, being the boss. It feels good setting my own schedule. It feels good. Now, how do I gain freedom as far as time and more importantly, obviously, financial? I go out and work my ass off. Nothing's changed other than the fact that, like I said, my job is to go out 9 to 9, especially with our hour coming back as far as daylight savings. 9 to 9 or 9 to dark, or 9 for maybe my single parent moms and etc. 9 to dark, or 9 to 5, 6, whenever you gotta get home to feed the children, etc. Hard every day. Typically 9 to 7, seriously. But there is definitely days where you need to go 9 to 9. There's definitely weeks where you need to work 7 days a week instead of 4 or 5. And when you become an excellent closer, You can have your week done in 3 days. Working 9 to 9. Hard. In the field. Looking for money. Finding money. Remember, you have a product to sell, and we have leads that take you to the money. How I teach and train and coach people is that a lead takes you to the money. That doesn't mean it is the money. The lead can be somebody the lead knows, somebody the leads live around, or somebody who the leads refer you to as far as a referral because you couldn't help them. Find the money. Get up every day and find the money and just have fun doing it. And if you come from a miserable surrounding and background like me, as far as my last couple of W-2 jobs and the people I was around and etc., you would love the process. You have to enjoy the process. If you're not going to enjoy the process and more importantly understand the game of the process, it's not going to work for you. Because a lot of people think this is, I do what I want, when I want, how I feel, which it is. Don't get me wrong. I'm not here to stand over your back as far as the agency owner. I'm not here to micromanage you or hold your hand. I'm here to encourage. I'm here to rub your shoulders, is what they say, because you don't rub shoulders forever. I will hold your hand, trust me, first 30 days or so. But after that, it's just, we got to grow up. You got to learn fast, learn quick, and adapt. Adapt to your environment. That doesn't mean we leave you out in the wings. That doesn't mean we hope and pray you figure it out. We get it together. You always have optional coaching sessions and calls to where between me and backup team members and managers, we'll always be there for you. We have the resources. We have the plug and play system, people. We just want people that want to invest into it. Once you invest in us, I promise you, there's no doubt on this beautiful planet of ours. There's no doubt in my mind or in hell that I will not match your energy. If you give me 100%, I'll find a way to give you 150%. I don't leave people out in the river struggling, trying to figure things out and hope they do. I just had a little TV moment. My apologies, people. But yep, freedom, man. I spend a lot of time on freedom because, my God, it just feels good. I don't have financial freedom yet by any means based off the targets and goals that I'm hitting or just period. What I do have is a little bit of freedom in time, but time is so important in this business, man. You got to be able to control the time. You got to be able to stay disciplined. You got to be able to want and have to and need to put the work in. But like I said, being able to go to work when I feel like it, whether it's 9 to 9, 10 to 7, 10 to 8, 10 to 9, 11 to 9, as long as I go out and work my ass off and make money, I'm getting the job done. And it's very possible in this business. Those interested in a duplicatable system, these are people that are higher earners in the business. You're already making 80, 60, 70, which isn't a lot of money. Don't get it twisted, but you're making money more than the average, obviously, American. These are people like maybe car salesmen, or a salesman period and selling something, and you're making a pretty high figure. The difference between our industry and yours, most of the time, unless you're already doing something big like real estate, and this is even for people struggling in real estate, just need an extra side flow or whatever, because real estate, like right now, is going through it. But of course, it'll have its correction unless you have big commercial properties that are still cash flowing, and have the numbers to still cash flow, even though some people may only be paying half, etc., based on what they can and can't do. Life insurance or just insurance period between health and life is a pretty recession-proof type of business. People still die. People still get sick. People still need health care. So you're that smart fundamentally. Hey, look for that second flow. But yeah, anyways, back to what I was saying and getting my point to. This is for the high income earners right now. Those are interested in a duplicatable plug-and-play system. Hey, how can I get into this, hit it as quickly and fast as possible? I say, shit, how fast can you run? How fast can you learn? Because everything that I already have in place for you is as quick and easy and as fast as you can and want to sit down and are willing to learn. Point blank simple. Like people learn this shit in 2 hours, 20 hours, 2 days, 20 days, 2 years. You see how I just use all the twos, right? And that's real stuff. That's real shit. I mean, I ain't playing with you. I've seen it. And the only difference is just maybe experience, personality, goals, targets. That's about it. Somebody that's already been in sales 20 years, it's going to be a little bit easier for them to adjust to this. Somebody that's willing to sit down because they haven't been in sales for 20 years and really invoke themselves into learning the system, they'll be pretty successful in the next 20 days or so. So those who take 2 years is those who want to play with the opportunity. Come on. Can I get a witness? All right. And then, those who are interested in a duplicatable plug-and-play system, this is for you. Those who want to help families find peace of mind, looking for people who want to take this serious. I'm looking for people who want to take this serious. Have you had a family member that died before? Have you buried somebody without money before? Have you been there? Have you lost somebody? Have you had a horrible funeral because things weren't in place? Have you had a horrible funeral because the funeral home ripped you off? Take those experiences, take that trauma, put it into something that's going to help people. This is a very serious business. Don't get me wrong. I'm very money hungry and encouraged by the process of where it can take me as far as where I want to go in life to be able to help people in life. But guess what? First thing is I got to help the person in front of me. And this is a very serious thing as far as putting the right coverage in place and telling these people exactly what's going on and how you're helping them. Because guess what? They're entrusting to you as far as a salesman that this is going to help my family when I die. People only die once. You don't go in there being unethical, lying to people, not taking it serious, hoping la la la. People understand seriousness when you take charge and force them to. Some people are just so scared to talk about this stuff, but they know they got to get it done. It's like, yeah, I'm here to help you. Let me explain what's going on and what I've been through and what you're not going to go through. It feels good when you have Miss Joneses and Mr. Robs and all of them. You know, I'm trying to think of some old head names that they really sit you down and say, you know, son, you know, I really appreciate you for what you have done for me. I really feel like you helped me get into something like Mr. Jones. Miss Jones, you the reason I do what I do, and keep going. Because those people, I mean, it's true stuff, true story, people. It feels good to help people that really feel appreciated from your services. Not everybody will, but damn for sure you will run into people that some of them break down on you because they maybe just buried someone, just went through it, or have went through it in the past between a child that they lost, family member that they lost, as far as a sibling, a mother, uncle, cousin, etc. It's tough because, again, you only die once. So we're looking for people that want to take this serious, on being able to pour into people and want to change their lives. And then more importantly, hey, if you want to build an agency one day too, same difference. Same difference as far as wanting to pour into people, which is what I'm doing now. So guess what, man? If you're interested in what we do, go to www.legacywealthadvantage.com. Fill out an application. I'll be happy to immediately send you when you fill the application out, tell me where you came from. If you came from a podcast, if you came from the site, if you came from the video, Indeed, because we're on Indeed, whatever. Just let me know. I'll send you the informational webinar video, so wealth creation webinar video that we've created. It's about 30 to 45 minutes long. It's going to go into complete in detail of what we do. So by the end of that video, you know if this is for you or not. But if you listen to one of my podcasts, you pretty much know. So www.legacywealthadvantage.com. Fill out an application. Let me see your video. Let's talk after you watch the video. Any question that you got after the video, that's what your part 2 finalized interview is for, specifically if you're not licensed. And let's come to an agreement on what we can do to get this partnership and unity formed. I want to help you grow on a mental, physical, and spiritual level. I love you. You keep grinding, keep fighting. Everything in life has a correction. Where there's a high, there's a low. Where there's a low, there has to be a high. So keep going. Keep going. Thank you for tuning in. School is in session and has ended. You guys be beautiful. Stay safe. And peace.